Hello, hello, and ahoy, hoy. 'Tis I, Miss Tootie. Oh, your your host for Tootie's Toy Box. It's been hell of a busy afternoon, actually. We had a bit of a family emergency, so I had to kind of come home and hit the ground running and getting things ready and together for you guys because I had planned to do it this afternoon, and I actually ended up doing it in the last half hour or so. So fingers crossed that it actually is a good show because this obviously sprang out of nowhere. And sometimes that's what happens in pop culture. Sometimes things go viral and they're definitely noteworthy of talking about. Um, the last time we talked about this particular person, Mr. Druski, I don't know his full name. Let's Druski Edward. I don't know. I don't know his name. I just know him as Druski the way most of us do. But he once again has gone viral for something controversial and so not funny. And it was actually quite brilliant. Um, I'm not a fan of whiteface. I'm not a fan of blackface. I am a fan of funny. And I actually found it quite hilarious. So let's talk about it. Um, Oh my goodness. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. If you end up liking this episode all the way through, if you end up watching it all the way through, congratulations. That's a long attention span. 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Most of us don't have that anymore. So congrats if you do. And if you do and you enjoy the content, please do me a favor and leave a thumbs up. Also, you can subscribe to the channel. There's going to be plenty of other videos that we do on pop culture and also some very, very healthy hobby promoting in that I also build model kits because again, promoting healthy hobbies, especially for us in our older age. And I think it's something worth watching and doing. So again, subscribe, like the video. All of it is for free. I'm not charging you a penny yet. So yeah, let's do this. Let's get into it. Druski. Now, hate him or love him, I come from a background of not liking him, kind of accusing him of being an industry plant because he kind of just came out of nowhere and all of a sudden he's famous, all of a sudden he's a comedian and he's this and that. And it's kind of uncomfortable when there's so many like fake shit that's out there now. It's hard to really tell what's real and what's not anymore. So, I had my thoughts. I had my opinions on him being an industry plant because I don't know who the hell he is, where he came from. Same thing with Kai Sanat and I Show Speed. I guess they've had a following. It's not their fault. I don't have an active TikTok that I use to follow these people. So who knows? Maybe these people did come from the ground, just like I did. I'm starting with absolute zero and just building my way up with, I'm hoping, entertaining content, which I think is how they built themselves up as well. But yes, Drewski's back in the news again for doing something, again, controversial and making fun of Miss Erica Kirk. If you guys need a reminding, Erica Kirk is the wife of Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated on September 10th. I don't mean to smile about that. That actually was an extremely devastating day for a lot of people, myself included. I was a fan of Turning Point. I was a fan of Charlie Kirk and most of the things that he said because he came from a place of logic. I know that the media likes to mix things up for controversy itself, and calling him a racist and the certain things that he says and the way he words certain words is just like, why is he talking like that? You know what? I'm not going to get into that part of it because that part's over. Charlie Kirk is dead. Whether you like him or not, he's not here anymore. One, to defend himself, and two, like, it's over. Charlie Kirk's opinions are gone. They'll never be heard from again. So whether you carry the flame or not, the guy's gone. It is what it is. And if you ask me, from what I know about him in the past, he has a sense of humor about him. He actually really enjoyed the fact that South Park made fun of him maybe a year ago now. He was featured in a South Park episode, and they did such a good job mimicking him. It was quite hilarious, and Charlie Kirk himself found it hilarious. So, if this were under different circumstances, and Druski ended up putting himself in Charlie Whiteface and mocking him, I don't think Charlie would have a problem with it. I think he had pretty decent, open-minded sense of humor given his background of Christianity and conservatism and whatnot. But this is different. This is Druski making fun of somebody's wife, somebody who was recently assassinated. It's not like he just died in car accident or heart attack. He was brutally murdered on TV. Most of us saw it. If we didn't see it live, we saw the video almost right away. So it was a breaking point in America. A day before America was set to grieve for 9/11. This happened on 9/10, and then 9/11 happened. So like the whole month of September has got some bullshit going on for the rest of our lives, Americans. You know what I mean? So it is touchy. What Druski did was certainly a fucking ballsy move. Ballsy ass move. If you ask me. So let's do it. Let's get into it. Now, I think the whole reason why she's pretty much going viral is not because we feel sorry for her. It's more because she's grieving weird. Now, excuse me, there is a thing where people are like, well, everybody grieves differently and this and that. And that gets true. Everybody grieves differently. And for the most part, we don't have a problem with the way people grieve. The way people grieve is none of our business. I'm going to share with you how Erica grieved at her husband's funeral. So let me set that up. I do have it here. Hopefully I'm more prepared than I think I thought I was. Whoever's here, thank you guys for watching. Give me 1 second. All right, let's go. This is Erica Kirk at Charlie Kirk's memorial. So, yeah. Hold on, let me go back this way. It accidentally caught some of my fish tank content. Anyway. So that's her at Charlie's memorial, which I think was on September 20th, September 14th or something. It was just a handful of days, or maybe even 2 weeks. Maybe it was 2 weeks. Let's give her that. But just a few days after Charlie Kirk had passed away is when the sparklers came out and the WWE entrance came out and the pageantry and all of that happened just weeks after Charlie. You know what I mean? And no, everybody, not everybody, people who are simping for Erica and people who are solely focused on Charlie being assassinated and not necessarily trying to discover exactly how all of that came about. There's a whole like group of people that are just, how dare you, and this and that with Erica Kirk, and lots of conservative politicians are outraged by it. They're outraged by the idea that Druski did whiteface once again, and all the other hubbub that they can actually be upset about. It's funny, it's interesting, and it's only because Erica did it to herself. Why are you coming out like that, bro? Why are you coming out with the theatrics and the sparklers? Why is there fucking sparklers at a memorial? You have to know what it's like to lose somebody to know how to grieve. Now, that's not a cliche thing. That's not hyperbole. It's just the truth. When you lose somebody extremely important in your life, it is hard. It is the hardest thing you can encounter is losing somebody you'll never, ever get back. I lost my dad in 2011 to cancer, to esophageal cancer specifically. And it was definitely the hardest thing that I actually had to go through. It still to this day is very painful to even think about. But the day of my dad's funeral, we had a great time, me and my sisters. Had a good time making fun of him, laughing about it. There's plenty of people in the world that grieve through humor, grieve through laughter. We've talked about this before. I enjoy dark senses of humor and dark jokes. Now, there is a limit, and there's certain things you can say where you don't sound, there's a fine line between funny and disgusting. There's a fine line between funny and hateful. There's a fine line between funny and perverted, et cetera, et cetera. There's a fine line. It has to be done well in order for it to be funny when you're dealing with controversial subjects such as grief. And disrespect. There's a way to respect somebody especially when they're grieving something heavy. And we're watching Erica do it the way she's doing it, but we're supposed to respect her more than she's respecting the situation herself. And I think that was somewhat the point. Druski just did this, and it's only been viral about 24 hours. But I'm assuming that was kind of his point, is that she kind of looks ridiculous. I see somebody in chat. I don't know who it is. Oh, okay. Hi, Jojo. But you know, it's I get it. I get it. It's a whole it's not irony, I guess. It's just poking the bear for the sake of poking the bear, for sure. Internet sensations, that's what they tend to do. They love to be controversial because controversy causes clicks. And Druski was pretty spot on with this. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys his version and his interpretation of Erica Kirk, or from what he titled his video or his skit, the modern conservative woman, or the conservative woman. So here we go.
War is raging in Iran.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but
how about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
It broke my heart. That is the
In what ways have you grown closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous God. And that is why we say our prayers. And we are all his children. But when I say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible.
So it was pretty spot on, if you ask me. It was pretty spot on. I don't know if you guys have seen the one where she's talking, and we serve a just God, and her eyes get all wide and crazy, and it plays the horror noise. I was trying to download that today. I wasn't able to. I did download it. I didn't email it to myself so I can put it on here, which you know, my bad. But it's hilarious. Look it up. There's a lot of memes. Erica Kirk is a meme. She's not even a real person anymore. She's a meme because she did it to herself. Just bottom line, she did it to herself. There's one more person I want to bring up to you guys. Her name is Corey Richins. Corey Richins was recently convicted of murdering her husband. 2 years after she murdered him, I believe. She murdered him, or at least he was found dead March 4th of 2022. I could be getting some of these facts wrong, but either way, the bottom line is she's convicted 2 years after her husband's passing. The reason why she got convicted and why they were investigating her at all is because her friends and her family and people that were very close to her were suspicious. They said, yeah, she's being funny. She's not grieving right. The woman wrote a children's book, for crying out loud. Let me see if I can actually share that with you guys too, because I did pull that up. Pull it up, Jamie. Shout out Joe Rogan fans, if there's any left. Okay. Can you guys see that? No, you can't. Hold on. Share this. Let me see. Am I doing it now? No, I don't think so. All right. Anyway, so I'll just read it to you guys. It says, a mother who published a children's book about grief after the sudden death of her husband has been found guilty of his murder. A jury found that Corey Richins from Utah killed her husband in March 2022 by poisoning him with fentanyl-laced drink. Grief author Corey Richins convicted of husband's murder. After 3 hours of deliberation, the jury found Richins guilty of aggravated murder, punishable by 25 years to life in prison. Interesting stuff. Wrote a book about grieving. Wrote a book about what it's like to grieve, and she wrote a children's book, mind you, about grieving, so that children can cope better with it, with the idea that, oh no, you can lose somebody suddenly, and we have to figure out steps to help you grieve and go through it. She wrote a children's book about grieving. The woman accused of legitimately not grieving right. Again, this is 2022. This is before the trend of figuring out if people are grieving right or not. This is before 2025 with the Erica Kirk, am I grieving, am I not? So this was years ago. So this wasn't even a thing. This was just something that her friends and family suggested to the police and suggested to investigators. Dude, I don't know what her deal is, but she's acting weird. She's acting funny. She's acting like he's still here. She's acting like there's something to celebrate about. The investigators continued an investigation into Corey Richins. And 2 years, 3 years later, she's been found guilty of killing her own husband without a shadow of a doubt. She almost got away with it if it wasn't for them meddling friends, right? So yes and no, there is a way to grieve, and there's a way that you're grieving that an eyebrow gets raised. We are the internet, ladies and gentlemen. We are the internet. We are the OG original internet. When we're connected like this and that from person to person, and something doesn't feel right in the gut, it's probably right. We're connected. So when something isn't connecting, most of the time we have to take it seriously. Sometimes mistakes happen. That's when you take accountability. Oh, my bad. I was wrong. My bad. So what? But when something feels right, you got to let it be known. And just don't waver from whatever truth that is until it becomes actual truth. How scary. This woman almost got away with murder if it wasn't for her family and her friends telling people and telling investigators, yeah, that's not right. I don't know what's going on with her, but that ain't right. Nothing that she's doing is right. That's how we feel about Erica Kirk. Erica Kirk wanted to be in public. She wanted to be in the public eye immediately after her husband passed away. Brutally passed away, by the way. And she's getting her comeuppance for it. Stop acting like that. Go fucking take care of your kids. Why are you out in the public with sparklers, bro? Who are you, fucking Triple H? What is going on here? Why? No, there is not a single wrong way to grieve, except for that way. Except pretending like everything's okay. Except pageantry. And she is a pageant broad. She did like Arizona pageants or some shit. So she's legitimately a pageant broad. She legitimately overacts, literally. Actress overacts everything she does because she can, because that's how she's trained. So that's what she does. She did respond, and a lot of politicians did. There's a lot of tweets on there that are calling her, calling Druski, not funny and racist, and of course, demonic. I think is one of the words they said. It's not demonic to have a sense of humor and to find certain things funny, even if they're dark. Let's say everything is still hunky-dory and the majority of the world is like, no, Eric, leave her alone, like she's chilling and whatever. There's still that group of people who are going to find it funny that they're making fun of her no matter what she does. The thing is, she's over the top. So this is what shouldn't have to be explained to people, is that what she's doing is way over the top and not the response of a wife, a godly trad woman, a godly conservative woman who just lost the love of her life, leaving her two or three babies fatherless. The one thing that conservatives love to push is family. Family number one, God-centered life, the father, the mother, the children. Like this is like a thing, this whole thing. Not the Illuminati thing, but I don't know though. But anyway, that's a whole thing in the conservative movement. God first, husband and wife second, children last. Like that's like the order of how they want things to go. So where's the father, Erica? Why are you not devastated that your children are being raised without a father right now, bro? What is that? She did end up responding to Druski. Supposedly, now I don't know how true this is, but supposedly she said, "Oh, I'll talk to my makeup artist and we'll just see how he feels about that or whatever." I don't know how true that is, but she did respond, I suppose. I don't know how real this one is either, to be honest. I haven't verified. I didn't verify the other one, but this one looks real, but that doesn't mean it is. But I'll share it with you anyway. You take it with a grain of salt, because I don't know if the broad said this, but I wouldn't be surprised if she did. She said, where is it? There it is. "But if I did blackface as part of a skit, I'd be canceled and called a racist." I mean, yeah, probably, because you're not a comedian. You're not known to be funny. You're not known at all until Charlie Kirk died. So yeah, probably if you came out and just did blackface randomly out of nowhere, you'd probably be deemed a racist. I get called names all the time on the internet, mainly fat, like who cares? But like, I'm no stranger to saying bad words, and knowing I'm not a racist, I'm not going to take offense to it, because you're also saying bad words. If it's funny, it's funny. Like the main ones, the R word, the F word, the N word. I have no problem with any of them. I don't I say them freely when it's funny. Like me and my best friend, I give him a hard time with it, but it's me and him. It's in the privacy of us. It's not coming from a place of hate. And again, I'm not going to sit here and let somebody come, oh my God, did you say you're racist? Did you really say that? No, man. And again, I don't think Druski is coming from a place of racism. Let's fuck these white people. And no, he's just being funny. It is what it is. If you ask me, the entire planet needs to chill. But honestly, the United States of America really needs to chill right now. Gas is up $2 a gallon in a lot of places, especially blue states, which is what I'm in right now. And again, it's not a political thing anymore. Most of us are on the same side. Most of us think Erica Kirk is bullshitting, and most of us think the war is bullshit right now, and most of us think gas prices are too high right now. We're all kind of on the same page, outside of the handful of people that want to just like stick to their guns on Trump and MAGA and controversy and this and that. We're all on the same page. We don't give a shit anymore. There's so many people that I admire right now because they threw away the politics in order for them to keep hold of the truth. That's really fucking cool to me. It helps me to understand that not all media is lost media. And I want to be part of the media that isn't going to sit here and sugarcoat things because they're afraid of offending somebody. That's what makes jokes funny, actually, is being authentic and being real about certain things. He poked the bear. Druski poked the bear on this Erica Kirk grieving situation. And the only reason why they don't like it is because it's true. You know, when I get annoyed about people calling me fat, is when I feel fat. Most of the time I don't. I am, but I don't feel it all the time because who cares? Who cares? I know the work I got to put in and I got to do it. So, like, that's on me. But sometimes it does get under my skin. Why? Because it's true. Yeah, bro, I could work on that. I'm letting myself go. Fuck this guy. I'm going to call you a faggot. I do be doing that. It's the truth. I don't mean to, and I might get in trouble for saying that now on this channel. I think I've said it before. I'm not that worried about it. But again, words are words. You can get on the line, you can say them disrespectfully. I wouldn't. I do. I try not to, and when I get in trouble for it, or when I get scolded by Instagram or whatever, I gotta take my comeuppance with it. I'm not doing it to hurt people's feelings. It's the internet. If you take it too seriously, it's comedy. If you take it too seriously, that's on you. That's on you. That's on us. There's so many bigger things in the world right now going on. Hold on. That the last thing I need to worry about is some internet sensation doing something funny. And I really hope most of us feel exactly that way. Because if not, we're in a lot of trouble, you guys. That's it for this episode. I wanted to put this out there. I really wanted to talk about it. We will get started on our next model kit project. Excuse me. It is the Mandalorian N1 Starfighter made by Bandai Namco. I can't wait to do it. I did bust it out for a second last week. If you want to check that out, it's at the end of last week's episode. If you liked this episode, do me a favor, leave a thumbs up. Again, that's free. If you liked this channel at all, anything that I have to say or do or whatever, subscribe. I would really appreciate that. I'm still holding on to the hope that I'm going to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're almost halfway there, but you know what? I'm holding on to the hope. You guys have a wonderful weekend. I will see you guys next week, Tuesday or Thursday for sure. Follow me on Instagram to get up to minute by minute updates, minute by minute updates on what is going on Tootie's Toy Box. I've been Tootie Odin. I will see you guys. Bye.